Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Epic the Musical review of the animatics I have on my playlist. Today, we will be seeing stuff from Clover, Passing by Sheep, and Gigi again. There are going to be many spoilers. I know I didn't state that till like in the middle of the last video. Spoiler warning, I'm going to talk about these animatics. I'm going to talk about what happens in the Odyssey. I'm going to talk about what happens in Epic the Musical, because those two are not the same thing. We are starting with the Underworld Saga with the Underworld. Now, up on the screen is a flash warning. So please take that to heart, okay? Friends. And another thing I want to say is Clover, unlike in my last video where I talked about removing one of the knuckles to make drawing hands easier and easier to emote with them and actually draw emotion and stuff. Clover draws all the knuckles because these guys are actually ripping stuff. So we would see all of their knuckles in this case. And I do enjoy the fact that we are actually seeing some of these men row the boat. So I need to stop saying so as well. I say that so much. And I just said it again. I am very sorry. I'm working on it. And one thing Clover also has, compared to a lot of people, is their style is very sharp, if that makes sense. But we got Polites' headband again. And we just got the luscious locks Odysseus here. He's still a short king. And I mean that with all the compliments. Because Odysseus, apparently he had them thighs for days, according to Homer. He was a thick boy. And then we got really simplified animation to get to this next scene. This always reminds me of the like Disney's Hercules with the Pool of Souls. All I hear are screams every time I dare to close my eyes. I no longer dream. Only nightmares. Oh, and just beautiful work. All of them turning into like Poseidon, and yeah, it's so good. Oh, just the anguish in some of these emotions. Sorry, I paused it on this point because everyone who's not rowing, and likely also the people who are rowing, but everyone who's not rowing is like worried about Odysseus. And we have Eurylochus here with his Guts sword, like Guts from Berserk, for those of you who watch Berserk. Now that is also a change I don't mind. Like, give them the biggest fucking swords you can. That is one way you can make this as anime as you goddamn wish. Just give them big ass weapons. That's not going to change the story very much. Is it going to be historically accurate? Absolutely not. But it's gonna be fun. Unlike a random Pokemon battle in a windbag jetpack. That still bothers me. Ugh. But again, like, the people further back are the least detailed, while we got these two characters up front. And then we're showing Odysseus actually hallucinating that even the men on board the ship are dead. Well, I mean, they're not gonna live much longer, so he's not exactly wrong. Oh, this is the point where I should probably say that it would be good for there to be a spot where Eurylochus mentions, like, wants to try to talk to Odysseus again, and Odysseus shuts him down. Because maybe at that point is when Odysseus's mom comes in, or maybe at that point is when he hears Polites, or maybe we could have a song with Achilles, but there's lots of stuff they could have done in the Underworld, and I mean, the Underworld timey-wimey could be incredibly strange, so they don't have to lose the years on Circe's island. They could lose the years here just as easily. for Epic the Musical. But yeah. And, oh, I'm just noticing the purple highlights. That really makes the green pop. These are amazing hands, and unlike a lot of the hands we've been seeing, these ones are more substantial, they're a bit thicker. We actually have what look like hands that have fought in a war. These aren't, like, delicate hands, and I like how Clover shows that. And I'm not sure if it's just the size that shows that, but I enjoy how solid these hands look. Clover also does the entire remove one of the knuckles, and one of the things I find interesting is the pointer finger of Odysseus's left hand has the top knuckle removed, it looks like, while all the rest of the fingers have the middle knuckle removed, including the ones on the other hand. It's just very interesting. I absolutely love it when artists draw amazing hands, because I can barely draw hands to save my life. I put so many in a project I'm working on right now, so many. But thankfully, the characters only have 3 fingers instead of the 4. 4 fingers plus a thumb. They only have 3 fingers plus a thumb.
Greet the world with open arms. Greet the world with open arms.
Such like a modern day feel good kind of sentiment that even now doesn't fully make sense to actually apply it to life, but made even less sense back then.
Apologies.
Oh, and now to the part that almost makes me cry every single
That
time I
voice.
see it.
It can't be. Mom?
This would be an awful way to find out that a member of your family has died. It would be it would be heartbreaking.
I'm right here, Mom. Can't you see I'm waiting? I took too long and ventured too
Just him collapsing in on himself.
while you were away.
He's going through so much. I mean, everybody else on his crew also is, but Odysseus actually has responsibilities. He's supposed to be the person taking care of all of the crew and everything, so he's got a lot more on his plate to actually deal with and consider.
Bye, Mom. All I hear are screams. Every time I dare to close my eyes, I no longer dream. Only nightmares of those who
And this is such a wonderful image. We got all the hands reaching for him and the 2 ghosts we just saw, and then the cute little baby that Odysseus dropped off a wall. No. We only see it for like a split second.
what it seems, but in the underworld, your past is always close behind. Your past is always close behind.
Wonderful transition of showing us exactly where we're going. Beautiful job, Clover. No longer you and the animatic is done by passing by sheep. It's a lot more actually anime in style than a few of the animatics have been.
I am the prophet with the answers you seek. Time I've unlocked.
And I love their
I see
prophet
past
design.
and future running free.
Oh, I gotta talk about the prophet here for a moment. Because yes, I know the prophet is supposed to be an old man. I forgot what the prophet's name is supposed to be, but I know he's supposed to be an old man. But honestly, I like the idea that when you die, you can actually pick what age you are after death. Because who would wanna spend eternity looking like their old, incredibly old self? Nobody would wanna just look old and crotchety for the rest of eternity. Very nice that, in my opinion, that's why he doesn't look old, is because you get to choose exactly what age you wanna appear as when you get to the underworld.
There is a
And again,
world.
hands. Beautiful hands. Also, I didn't realize this, but this prophet is strong. Look at the muscles.
Where I help you get home.
And because I've been highlighting it so much, we see all 3 knuckles in forming a fist because you would see all 3 knuckles in this case.
But that's not a world I know. What? I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try a final breath. I see a man who gets
Just this perspective here. Drawing hands is already difficult, but this perspective and it pointing directly at, like, Odysseus, this framing is great.
to make it home
Again,
alive.
perspective on hands is hard. This is some amazing work passing by sheep.
But it's no longer you. This can't be. We've
Mhm.
suffered and sailed through the toughest of hells. Now you tell us our efforts for nothing. I see
And this
your
transition.
palace
Just
covered
it
in
looks like it's soaking
red.
everything.
Faces of men who had long believed you're dead. I see your wife with
The fact that the prophet takes Odysseus's head in his hands and forces him to look over. Although it's not much of a force, it's more, I guess he's gesturing for him to look forward because Odysseus isn't exactly fighting the movement. But then we've got all of these dead bodies just trying to climb over this hooded figure. And it's been mentioned by some other reactors who know the Odyssey far better than I do, but Odysseus is a smart enough cookie, he'd recognize what the prophet meant. He wouldn't be entirely confused about this because 'cause he'd actually think about what the prophet had said.
a man who is
And he already
haunting,
has
a
a
man
trail
with a
of
trail
bodies from
of
war.
bodies. Woo! I see a song of past romance. I see the sacrifice of man. I see portrayals of betrayal and a brother's final stand. I see you on the brink of death. I see you try your final breath. I see a man who gets to make it home alive. But it's no longer you.
And I will say I absolutely love the fact that it's the prophet who leaves, not Odysseus in this animatic. Because you wouldn't think that changes the tone very much of, like, a rough animation like this or a song like this, but it definitely changes the tone so much. And unfortunately, the Underworld Saga is the shortest saga.
I see a
Oh, they're so adorable
song of
waltzing
past
together.
romance. I see the sacrifice
but we got GG for Monster. Again, there is a flash warning on this video. For those of you who need to take it to heart, actually prepare for flashes and stuff like that, or don't watch the video. I just want y'all to be as safe as possible if flashes cause you seizures or anything like that. So just be careful when watching.
How has everything been turned against us? How did suffering become so endless?
One of the reasons I picked Gigi's version of Monster, even though there are so many really good versions, one of the reasons I did is because of what happens towards the end of the song when Odysseus is imagining Penelope again. And I'll highlight it when we get there.
Do I need to change? I'm surrounded by the souls of those I've lost. I'm the only one whose line I have.
I hate to break it to Odysseus, but in order to cross the line, you need to have a line. He doesn't have a line to cross. So I'm not sure what he's kind of doing here, talking about this here. But again, this is one of the points where Odysseus sort of gets to the level of accepting the fact that he's the monster, that it's not just everybody else, it's not everybody else's fault, that maybe he has been a monster, but then he transitions back into a bit of denial and, like, I'll become a monster by the end. So, like, 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
What if the greatest threat we'll find across the sea is me?
Which I absolutely adore this musical. I adore these animators because they are animators. They are. It's just rough animation instead of, like, full 8 to 12 frames per second animation. It's still animation. And it's gorgeous, and they deserve a lot of love and praise for their hard work.
What if
You are.
I'm the monster? What if I'm
Yes.
in the wrong? What if I'm the problem that's been hiding
No shit.
all along?
Oh,
What if I'm the
hands.
one who killed you every time I cave to guilt? What if I've been far too kind to foes, but a monster to ourselves?
I will say, he thinks he's being kind to their foes. The only foes that he's really faced are the Trojans and the Cyclops. I guess Circe could count as a foe, but the way they handled that interaction with Circe really doesn't make it seem like they were foes by the end, if that makes sense.
What if I'm
You are.
a monster? Is the Cyclops struck with guilt when he kills? Is he up in the middle of the night? Or does he end my mental
And just, GG. For those of you who didn't notice, I'm going to point it out because there's a little thing here to break your heart. Our cinnamon rolls broken glasses just over here on the ground. Aw, Polites, you were too sweet to ever be a Greek warrior. Even if you were a Greek warrior, pretty sure you got hit in the head a couple times too many. But yeah, just cute fluffy sheep.
his friend and then sleep knowing he has done him right? When the witch turns men to pigs to protect her
Again,
nymphs,
why does it have to be that she's protecting her nymphs? Couldn't she just be spiteful because she wants to be?
is she going insane? Or did she learn to be colder when she got older and now she saves them the When a god comes down and makes a fleet drown, is he scared that he's doing something wrong? Or does he keep us in check so we must respect him? And now
I mean, no one dared to
days
piss him off in the first place. Except you. In the actual story, I believe I covered this when I reviewed the Cyclops Saga, but Polyphemus did, in the actual story, tell Odysseus who his father was before Odysseus doxed himself. Again, as I said, he is the dumbest smart boy in Epic the Musical, but he is the extra dumbest, extra smart boy in the actual book. Or epic poem, I guess.
Does a soldier use a wooden horse to kill sleeping Trojans cause he is vile? Or does he
I got highlighted because of Gigi's character designs. This is the part I was talking about with the guy who's missing an eye. This is him being bandaged up and stuff before he had like the little X showing that his eye is gone. And we just have like one punch man here in the middle of everybody. That's great. I'm not sure who the long-haired guy with the anime nose scar is, but I like him. Too bad I know he dies because, I mean, all of them die. And then we got this cute little curly-haired dude who appears to be missing an arm, which would be a very, very hard thing to survive back then.
his remorse and save more
You
lives
have-
with God if I became
Yeah,
the monster.
he saved so many lives just using his intellect.
Would that make us stronger? Would it keep our foes at bay? If I became the monster to everyone
You already
but
are.
us, and made sure we got
Oh, now here is a very amazing example of what I've been talking about with removing the knuckles on fingers to make them easier to draw and more emotive, if that makes sense. Because this is a relaxed hand pose, and yeah, when you relax your hand, these two fingers often, like, slide next to each other. It's these weird things you only notice when you start looking up references or pay a great deal of attention to, like, anatomy and stuff.
home again. Who would care if we're unjust? If I became the oh, ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. And deep down, I know this well. I lost my best friend, I lost my mentor, my mom, 500 men gone. This can't go on, I must get to see Penelope and Telemachus. So if we must sail through dangerous oceans and
This
beaches,
is
I'll
just
go
such
where
a good scene
Poseidon
right
won't
there.
reach us. And if I gotta drop another infant from a wall in an instant so we all don't die, then I'll become
I gotta mention something here too. Sorry, but it looks like he's grabbing the back of the figure's left arm with his right arm. Now, it could have gone like this, but the motion was going like this. So, it's just a little yeah. So it's actually going down or a little over. The smear frame is really well done. But yeah, it's very interesting because usually you would use, if you're across from somebody, you'd use the same hand with their hand. Like I'd use my left with another person's left, or I use my right with their right. So this is very much more mirror-like in doing it this way, and I wonder if that was on purpose. If it was, that's an amazing detail, Gigi. Like, if you're setting this up specifically as a mirror and that's why you're having them use opposite hands to interact in this moment.
the monster. I will deal the blow.
And then we've got distortions.
Monster like none they've ever known.
I mean, you already are.
So what if Penelope
And she takes Polites' headband off. And this is just Odysseus basically being like, I'm not even going to pretend to follow Polites' ideologies anymore. 'Cause let's be honest, he wasn't following them in the first place. He was kind of just bullshitting himself and bullshitting everyone else around him and just had amazing charisma rolls. Like, a few nat 20s can get you just about anywhere.
I'll become the monster.
Gorgeous. Alright. Again, I hate that the Underworld Saga is so short. I wish we had at least one more song, but that is the end of the Underworld Saga. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. There is a good chance that if you're watching this on the release date on YouTube, that I'll have the next video up on my Patreon available for free members. I don't really have enough patrons yet to justify, like, charging anything. Also, I'm a small-time creator right now. I'm just trying to gain an audience and stuff, so if you just want to, like, join for free, you can get the bonus of seeing the video early. So yeah, I hope you have a great day, and see you in the next video, which will be oh, it's the Thunder Saga. Oh, there's so many amazing animatics for the Thunder Saga. It's going to be awesome. Bye-bye now.